if you did not see any of the last couple streams or the update or the recent video, me and Joe are getting married. We're not getting married until next year, sometime in late next year. But I am going to make my own wedding dress. So I'm not entirely sure of what I want to do yet with my wedding dress, but I have done a bunch of sketches. They're not even sketches. They're straight up digital drawings. They're not like final pieces or anything like that, but I have done a bunch of drawings. What we're doing today is I have this corset pattern. This is the corset pattern that I made for my Sakizo Diamond cosplay. This thing, as you can see, I reprinted it for this, but this was the V7, meaning this was the 7th version of it, and there were a couple versions of it prior to that, too, that didn't get digitized. But this is my favorite corset pattern, and while I still don't know entirely, like, what I want to do for my dress yet, like, I have not actually decided on the design. The one thing I do know is that I'm going to want to wear a corset, and I'm going to need a new corset, and I need a white corset. The thing is, though, about this pattern, it's my favorite pattern. It does magical to my waist. It also is nice and high in the back, so there's none of that, like, you know, there's no back rolls. The only problem with it, and this is what we're doing today, is it has really, really wide hips. For that Sakizo cosplay, I gave it really wide hips, and I don't actually want that for a wedding corset. So basically what I'm going to do is, I already traced this, but this is just white muslin, and I'm going to cut these pieces out. We're going to sew them together, and then the way I'm going to alter this pattern is after I have them together, because I know I love this pattern, but I just don't want the big hips. I'm just going to put it on as best as I can and kind of feel out where I think those hips need to go back to normal. You know what I might actually do? Okay, this might actually be a better plan. So if you look at this pattern, there's like an extra line here. Back rolls? Is there a... Okay, does anybody know of like a kinder, a less aggressive way to say back rolls? Because like in any corset, if it doesn't go high enough, that's what corsets do, is they just move your skin and your fat and they give you a back roll. But if you make it high enough, it doesn't do that. This corset does not give me a back roll. But is there a nicer way to say back rolls? Can we brainstorm that? What I might actually do is, because the thing about mocking up a corset is I know this fits me, but when I mock this up, I'm not going to put bones in it, because I know it works. But I do have these, like, 2 lines where I extended the hips. I might just go ahead and cut this part off the pattern, and then remark that spot. So I think it's about time that it's about time that I stop avoiding doing the sewing and actually start cutting this out. But first I need to cut the hips off of this to see where that gets. That might be a good start, is to cut this part off. Maybe not have crazy hips. It's okay if it's like a little big in the hips, because here's the thing about corsets, is if you are like me and you don't have any hips, the hips of your corset are free real estate because you can pad them. Oh, and by the way, there will be many mock-ups. Excuse me. Whatever I choose to do, there will be many mock-ups done. Oh my god, I've gotten the hiccups every day, several times a day, for several days. And I don't know what's happening to me. So, I have another thing I want to talk about, though. And I will have to ignore y'all for a second. I want to read all this. You know what is funny is sometimes when the stream is over, I will go back and I will look and I will, like, review the stream. And just to see what people in the chat were saying, because I don't think I can express enough that I am the slowest reader in the world. And I tried to get a thing that will just, like, text to speech read the chat for me, but it did not work. If anybody knows a way to do that in the YouTube chat, that I can like put in an earpiece and hear the chat, that would be so helpful. If you know of anything like that. But, okay, I have exciting things. So, my mom, when I talked to her the other day, my mom has her own wedding dress, and my mom has my grandma's wedding dress. And my grandma got married in the 1950s in an Italian silk gown, which has not been properly preserved, so cringe now. But my mom has it, and my mom has agreed to send it to me. I'm not gonna do anything to it because I have a ton of female cousins that might want to wear it one day if it's not super damaged. If it is super damaged, then we're just gonna look at it and look at how it was constructed. It is probably stained, which is probably, you know, it's fine. But it's a very cool piece of history, and I am becoming the keeper of it, which is cool. But I was thinking I might make a video about getting them, unboxing them, trying both of them on, like 1950s and a 1990s wedding dress. Like, my mom got married in 1990, and she has just the cheesiest 90s-ist ass wedding dress. That she wore a hat with that I thought was a top hat, which apparently is not a top hat. So, like, my mom's is like, I can do whatever I want with my mom's. I'm gonna have my sister come over, and she might not want to try it on, but I'm going to try it on for my sister so she can decide if, like, she would want to wear it or anything like that. But it's very 90s, and she probably never would. But I would like to take something, like, my mom's was very lacy. I would like to take some of the lace off of it and use that somewhere. But grandma's is not getting touched because it needs to be preserved. It has not been properly preserved, and it should have been, and my family did not do that, but I will preserve it the best I can. But yeah, I'm very excited to finally actually see my grandma's wedding dress in person, because, like, I think I was probably like 12, 11 years old when I saw this picture of my grandma in her wedding dress, puddled, you know, the classic, like, puddle all the skirts on the floor photo like that, in my aunt's house when I was like 11, and I was like, that is the prettiest thing I have ever seen. And I definitely want a puddle photo, but it doesn't need to be a ball gown with a hoop to get a puddle photo. Can I ask what fabric scissors you're using? They cut so smooth. Okay, these are the Famore cutlery. Shout out to Famore. We love Famore. It'll focus. Do the focus thing. No, I won't do it. It's too dark. Can you see that? Can you see that? There it goes. There's the logo. Famore. I think these are the 6-inch ones. They're tiny. I don't know where my 8-inch ones went. But we like Famore. I have done classes for them before. I got these because I won a Famore gift card when I won at Hallmat. What, 2 years ago now? Has it been 3 years? No, it's almost 2 years ago. Anyway. And so I bought these. And I like them for corsets because they're tiny and they make it easy to go around the curves. But Famore will do free scissor sharpening for you at cons. And you can also send in, if you have Famore scissors, you can send them into them to get them sharpened. Oh my god, can I complain? Okay, so here's the thing. To let y'all all in on how crazy me and Joe are, and I've been looking, this part's not the crazy part. I've been looking into, like, I've been watching a lot of, like, wedding content creators that are, like, wedding planners and talk about wedding stuff and how to do stuff yourself. And a lot of this stuff has been helpful, especially with all the stuff they had to say about, like questions to ask your venue or, like, a potential venue. We don't have our venue yet. We did go see a venue yesterday, and I'm going to go see our backup plan tomorrow, and we're gonna make our decision tomorrow. But also in all of this wedding content, they often say, don't try to DIY it too much yourself. How do y'all think I took to that? Because I didn't take kindly to that. Obviously, I'm gonna make my dress. I'm not making Joe's suit. That he has a suit. I'm just going to buy fabric to be the table linens, because why would I rent table linens when I could buy a bunch of fabric and then have a bunch of fabric to use for mock-ups for like 2 years? Why would I not just do that? My table linens will probably be unbleached muslin and maybe some colors in there. Somebody said, don't try to DIY it, Sarah. Challenge accepted. It really is that, but that's the other thing, is weddings are such a racket. Basically the only thing that we are, like, the biggest expense we are looking at is the venue, because we, like, our house could not fit the amount of people we would like to be there. Like, even if we just did our immediate families, it would still be too many people and, like, not enough places to sit. Wow. Double chubby, double chubby. Can you say hi? Hello, chubby. You want to stand on the desk? Now we have a chubby can. But yeah. Everything else, we're like, you could also do custom table linens because you have the skills to make nice ones. But that's the other thing, is also trying to be, like, not super expensive with it. But then there's also the factor that I don't know if we will have, like, I think we will. I would like to do a video, if anybody has seen Sophia Nygaard's wedding video, I don't think I could hit it at that scale of what she did. Just, like, production-wise for that video. She had so many cameras, so many camera crews. Honestly, the biggest expense for our entire wedding, and that I have decided that I am taking on just myself because it will count as a business expense, is we have our budget, and then I have my own separate budget for how much I am willing to pay to have professional videographers come to my wedding and get beautiful footage that I don't have to lift a finger to get, because to me that's priceless. And it will be in, like, there's going to be a wedding dress video. There's going to be a decorations video. One of your cousins straight up didn't have food at their wedding. Okay, that's rude. Why am I even coming to this event if you're not gonna feed me, you know? So my mom has this spaghetti recipe that was my grandma's spaghetti recipe, that was my grandma's Italian immigrant's neighbor. Like, her neighbor was a first generation immigrant from Italia, Italy. And she taught my grandma how to make this very specific red sauce that she called gravy. But it's a red spaghetti sauce that has peppers and ground beef and Italian sausage. And what I want to do is make that, but have, like, the Italian sausage, not do the ground beef, maybe do Beyond Beef, have the sausage, like, to the side. So that's, like, the vegan option. Or maybe, is Beyond Beef vegan or vegetarian? Either way. It's like if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can have mom's spaghetti. Literally call it mom's spaghetti. And then if you're not a vegan or vegetarian, you can, like, add in the sausage. And then we'll have, like, other, like, regular food that we will prepare. But I really want to have my mom's spaghetti on my wedding. And I know how to make my mom's spaghetti. Yes, that's the other thing, is it's so easy to make. First of all, you can make a huge batch of spaghetti. It's also a really good option because my mom's spaghetti is also really good still if you freeze it. So I could potentially make the spaghetti, like, a week in advance, freeze it and then thaw it like the 2 days before the wedding and have it still be really good. Bibs available. No, that was the other thing, is I'm like, I know I'm gonna eat the spaghetti. I'm gonna need a bib, and I will have a bib. I will have a bib. But we won't just do spaghetti. That's the vegetarian, like, you know how people will do like chicken and pasta? That's the pasta option. It's my mom's spaghetti. Beyond Beef is vegan. See, there's a vegan option. I don't even think we have that many vegan people we would have coming, but it's just nice to have. Like, that's the other, I used to be a vegetarian, and I literally stopped being a vegetarian because not enough people think about the vegetarians. And I don't even care if nobody comes that is a vegetarian. I will have thought of them, and that will be the nice thing that I did. I love spaghetti. I probably do bow tie pasta because it's a little less messy than spaghetti, but anyway. Sorry we didn't get to sew this together. Chubby. Oh, can y'all hear that? This might make some, like, crazy noise right now, and the sound will probably cut out, but it may be worth it, okay? Before we go, you might be able to hear Chubby make her little chirps. Can y'all hear that chirping? Alright. Big purrs. Alright, we'll put the bow on Chubby. Here you go. Thanks for watching this year-old Patreon stream re-upload. If you want to see the Patreon streams actually live or in full, then you can check out my Patreon, because you can get access for just $1 a month. And a big thank you to Mel, or Pocket Leaves, who's editing these streams down for me so I can focus on my main channel videos. You can check out Mel's work on either their channel Pocket Leaves or Pocket Cons, and sometimes you'll even see me in their con vlogs. It's a special occurrence when it happens. But as always, if you're just watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, then you're supporting this channel too. So thank you. Bye!